Hi, this is JP Morgan. Today on Slanted Lens, we're going to review a new slider motion series by Syrp. Not syrup, but Syrp. Let's take a look, see what we can do. This is a paid sponsorship, but I'm going to give you my true feelings about this equipment and how it worked for me. I've used it several times now. I've got a pretty good sense of how it works. So let's break this down and see what we've got here. This is a slider called the Magic Carpet. You know, woo, Magic Carpet. Well, it's just cool because it's a hard slider, double rail. It's got a carriage that goes across it. You can slide the carriage on from the end. The carriage has ropes. The ropes pull when you put a motor on it. But here's what's nice about this system, is it comes with this plate on the slider. Now I simply take what's called the Genie. The Genie drops onto this plate. As soon as I get it to pop into place, I don't see any red, then it's in place. This now will drive the slider back and forth. You've got a one-axis move here. Or I can pop this off, and it comes with another plate, same plate as it's on the slider. This now goes on my tripod, and when I snap this onto my tripod, it now becomes a panning device. So this is going to give us our motion back and forth. Then we can just simply put ball head on it. We're ready to go. They do have a thing that's called the Genie Mini. This is it does the very same thing that this does on a tripod, in that you can just simply, it's got a 3/8 on the bottom of it, you can put it onto a tripod, and now you've got a one-axis panning time-lapse device. You bring this up on your phone, you pair it to the app on your phone, you set how far you want it to pan, like how far you want it to go, you set the interval, you set all those things up. This is the whole thing. This does what this does for a one-axis move, a panning move. Does the same thing that the Genie does, the Genie Mini, but you run it from your phone. This one all has menus on the back, and you run it from the menus on the back. Now, when you combine these two together, you now have a two-axis setup, which is fabulous. You can just put your camera right on here. It's got a 1/4-20. It's got the 5/8 inch sleeve on here right now, but it has a 1/4-20. You can put your camera right on top of there and just let the camera pan back and forth, or just let it dolly back and forth. Or we put this on, ball head gives a little more adjustment, so we can adjust the angle of the camera. And the camera goes on top. Ta-da! The thing that's fabulous about this is we've seen this kind of equipment for years, but it's always been very, very expensive. This is not in that world. The Genie is just under $800. The Genie Mini is under $300. So for under $1,500, you've got a complete time-lapse kit you can take out on location. But the nice thing about this, and we'll go into it when we do a lesson on this, is you just have to play with the menus. On the Genie, the menus are fabulous. You get to go in and you get to set what kind of interval you want. You set the length of time you want it to go. It tells you how long your time lapse is going to end up being. It's just extremely easy to use. I've had other sliders and other slider kits, and it's always been very difficult to make that happen. You have to test it and figure it out. Probably my favorite feature, and I used it over and over and over again when I was out shooting with this thing, is they have a play button. It shows me the entire move. So I just simply put my camera in video mode. On the back, I hit play, and it shows me that the camera's going to go from here to here, and the camera's going to pan up here with the Genie Mini, and I see exactly what the time lapse is going to cover. Then I hit back to start. It moves back to start. I put my camera back on photography. I hit start, and then it starts my time lapse. It may take 3 hours to go that distance, but I can look at it in real time really quickly, see exactly what it's going to cover. It gives me an idea what I'm going to get. That feature I thought was fabulous. As much as I love the Genie, I love the Genie Mini even more. That's something you can throw in your camera bag, and you've got this wonderful time lapse. Get it on your phone. You can see exactly what you're going to do with it. Concerns I had were the height of this, and I thought, is this going to give me some kind of motion? But you know what? I've had no problem with that whatsoever. I've shot 15 or 20 different time-lapse sequences with it now, and I've had no motion issues whatsoever. It's very tightly connected. It works without any problem. It's not flopping around on me. Second one was I was worried about the motor being a little loud, and you know what? It's a little loud on set. You kind of have to back it away from your setup just a little bit, not get it right in next to where your microphone's at. But you know, quite frankly, it's no louder than the light we're using on set right now. So those were the two things I was concerned about, and I feel like there's certainly situations you can work around without any problem. I've had no trouble with weight limit with either of these devices. I've used the Mark III with a 24-70mm lens on the Mini and on the regular Genie. Worked flawlessly. I know if you put it in a total vertical lift, that this motor will only be able to lift about 3 pounds. But that's why they have the green pulleys on the end, so you can counterweight the camera, so it's not trying to lift all that weight, and it allows you to lift the camera as well. So there's workarounds for that situation. I'm not sure how heavy you can get on this. I just know I've used a Mark III with a 24-70. Also, it's important to know that you can put the Genie on any slider. I can put it on my old Kessler Cine slider. It's got Velcro straps that go on each end. Uses a cable to pull itself back and forth, riding on the carriage of whatever slider that you own. So it's a great motor device to put onto any slider that you already have. So the guys at Syrp did a great job putting this together. At absolutely more than 2 thumbs up. I think it's an economic entry point for people who want to do time-lapse that is not only inexpensive, but it's also extremely easy to use. You don't have to have a ton of experience doing time-lapse to be able to make this work for you. And I think that's really its greatest advantage. If I were you and you've never done any time-lapse and you just want to play with it, buy the Genie Mini. Just throw it on your tripod, take it out, and start doing some time-lapse using the app on your phone, and you'll find it a simple way to get started and kind of play with that world. Pretty quick you'll be buying the Genie because you're going to want that 2-axis setup. But take a look at it, see what you think. So keep those cameras rolling, keep on clicking. Don't estimate alone. Don't stand out in the cold all by yourself. Try to put together an estimate. Go to theslantedlens.com/estimating. I've got a digital download that will teach you everything you need to know. You don't have to be alone any longer.